Hey, what up superstars, it's your boy Ibetonme with some more Destiny 2 content. In this video, I'm going to give you guys one of the best Destiny 2 Warlock subclass builds for Destiny 2 Season of the Witch. So whether you're brand new to Destiny 2 or just getting back going or you're ready to take your build to the next level, this video is for you. Also, if you do like talking Destiny 2, hey, follow me on Twitter. I would love to conversate with you guys sometimes. And also, I definitely want to tell you guys, welcome to the channel. I definitely appreciate the support. Now the goal of this build is to have massive air clearing capabilities, but also to do as much damage as you can to the bosses as well. So you're going to be a 2-for-1 threat for your fire team. So we're going to accomplish that through our subclass, exotics, and also weapon perks that'll help us accomplish our goal. And with the raid Crota's End coming into Destiny 2 on September the 1st, this is going to give you guys more than enough time to go ahead and get this build together so you could go ahead and be an asset to your fire team. Now in the past, I have done a similar video to this build that I'm going to be using, but a lot has changed since then, and I also got some ideas from YouTuber Sneaky Beaver, so shout out to him. However, I did adjust the build to my level of playstyle, so I would suggest you do the same as well for yourself. Now the center of this build is going to revolve around the Starfire Protocol exotic chest armor. It has the perk Fusion Harness. Fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Now with empowered weapon final blows, it grants more energy, and defeating targets with fusion grenades grants rift energy. Now with this current version of the Starfire Protocol build, you want to focus heavily on strength, discipline, and recovery as your third option. So with your discipline, it's going to decrease the cooldown time for your grenades, and it's going to allow you to use them more often. And with strength, it's going to decrease the cooldown time of your melee ability, allowing you to use it more often. And with recovery, it's going to reduce the cooldown time of your class ability, which increases the speed of your health regen. And as you can see from my current stats, hey, I got a ways to go on my current build. Hey, I haven't been playing Destiny 2 just like a lot of people as well. So I have to go out there and farm some gear so I could be ready for day one raid as well. Now for our super, we're going to go with the Well of Radiance because of 3 reasons. Number 1, it gives us restoration, where you generate health and shields over time and you cannot be interrupted by taking damage. Number 2 is because of Radiant. Your weapons are enhanced by the power of the Traveler and it deals increased damage to combatants. Also, while you're Radiant, your weapons pierce the shields of barrier champions and it stun them. And the 3rd reason is because of Scorch. Now the target is seen by destructive solar light, taking damage over time. Now Scorch damage increases as the target accumulate more Scorch stacks. So after enough Scorch are applied to the target, they ignite. So now let's get into the solar aspect, and the only one that matters is the Touch of Flame solar aspect, because it's going to give our grenades enhanced functionality, okay? So I'm using the fusion rifle to pair with the Starfire Protocol, so it's going to make sure my grenade explodes twice, so that way I can do twice as much damage. Also down in the comment section, guys, I would definitely love to know what build you're going to be focusing on this season. What's your favorite build for season 22, Season of the Witch? Alright, so now we're about to get into the different fragments that we're going to be using on this build. And the first fragment is going to be Ember of Singeing, which recharges your class ability faster when you scorch targets. That's going to happen a lot with the grenades we're going to be using, the melee we're going to be using, and one of the weapons we're going to be using. Next is Ember of Benevolence. So it applies restoration, cure, and radiant to allies, and it grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration for a short duration. And next we have Ember of Torches. Power melee attacks against combatants make your nearby allies radiant. So this is going to go hand in hand with Ember of Benevolence. And then with Ember of Ashes, that's going to apply more scorch stacks to targets. Alright, now let's take a look at the weapons. Now with the weapons, you can use any weapons that you want to use, but I'm going to show you the weapons I'm using and I'm going to explain to you why I'm using these weapons. Now I'm using the Randy Scout Rifle because I want a weapon with range, but I'm also using it for this trait Kinetic Tremors. Sustained kinetic damage to a target, it means a shockwave that damage any nearby target. With a scout rifle, when I get 6 consecutive shots, it's going to emit 3 damaging shockwaves from its location to the time of activation. So it's going to deal an extra 120 damage over a 5-meter radius. Now the shockwaves deal 25% less damage if activated on a minor or elite in PvE combat. So this is real good for taking down shields and also great for doing damages to bosses. Now for weapon, I'm using the Jotun. It has the trait Shield Disorient. Energy matching shield explosion disorients nearby nearby enemies, so it lasts for 5 seconds and it explodes out for 7 meters. Really using it because I have the Masterwork Catalyst. Now it comes with the perk Cornered, but more importantly it comes with the perk Incandescent. Defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby, and more powerful combatants and opposing guardians causes Scorch in a larger radius. Not only is the Scorch going to spread to clear a lot of ads and get a lot of kills, but the Scorch is also going to recharge my abilities because of the fragments I'm using. Now for my heavy, I'm using this machine gun, the corrective measure, only because it has the trait on it, Demolitionist. So kills with this weapon generate grenade energy, and activating your grenade ability reloads this weapon from reserve. So on my heavy, when I get a weapon kill, it's gonna grant 10% grenade energy ability. However, if you get kills with a sniper, a shotgun, a glaive, or a fusion rifle that has demolitionist on it, it's gonna grant 20%, so even more. You can use your weapons any way you want to create damage on bosses or even clear an ad. However, this is how I like to use my weapons to put damages on different bosses. First, I hit them with the Jotun to apply Scorch. Secondly, I'll hit them with the Randy's throwing knife to perk that kinetic tremors perk. And lastly, I like to finish them off with corrective measure so I can perk that demolitionist perk and re-energize my grenade. And then just for clearing ads, I like to use the corrective measure so I can make sure that I keep my grenade on full. Alright, so now let's take a look at all the armor mods so you can make sure you're able to take full advantage of this build come day one raid. Now for my helmet, I'm using Ashes to Assets mod because I gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. Now you could double up on this mod so your grenade kills could get more super energy, but me, I like to throw in a heavy mod because I use my heavy weapon a lot, so I would rather use a heavy ammo finder so I could perk my abilities that way. So on my gunline, I'm going to use Momentum Transfer because causing damage with a grenade reduces melee cooldown. And next I'm using Impact Induction because causing damage with my melee attack reduces my grenade cooldown. You see how they're working in sequence. See, my melee is funding my grenade energy and my grenade is funding my melee energy. So I'm going to have a lot of grenades and melees to use in this build. Speaking of abilities, I'm using a fusion grenade to pair with the Starfire Protocol. I'm using the Solar Melee Celestial Fire so it can spread Scorch to targets. Now some people like to use the Phoenix Dive because it cures allies, but I would rather use a Healing Rift to do that. Now on my chest, I'm using Void Reserves because my machine gun is void. And I'm also using Concussion Dampener to help reduce that damage that's coming towards me. And on my leg armor, I'm doubling up on the Void Weapon Surge so my machine gun can have more damage. I'm also using a Void Scavenger mod for my machine gun. So on my bond, I'm going with Font of Restoration because collecting an orb of power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. So you gain a bonus to your recovery when you have an armor charge. Also, we're using Outreach so we can reduce that melee cooldown when you're using your class ability. And I'm using Bomber because it reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. And if you are interested in more Destiny 2 build videos for Destiny 2 Titan, Warlocks, and Hunter, I would suggest you watch this playlist next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.